Are coming at you from Escondido, California, where it's a balmy 77 degrees today. And I'm just, my energy, I'm not feeling well, but my energy is off the charts because I have been working on this and believing in this and praying for this and believing God for this for years, actually since 2019 to be exact. So 5 years. And we have a new partnership. We have a new business partner. We've been hanging out and doing all kinds of stuff together. And it's fun having a new guy on the team. And we get along fantastic. And his name is Dave. Welcome, Dave.
Hey, everybody.
So today is going to be the first day of many where we're going to start showing off the Source and Sell marketplace. The integration is done. Dave has spent his last 5, 6, 7 years building a marketplace technology, and he wanted to have an e-commerce platform. We built an e-commerce platform, wanted to have a marketplace, and we have combined forces, and now we are one in the same. One. We're going to build something, and we have something that no one else in the world has. And you guys are going to see it live for the first day, integrated with LaunchCart. And we're going to want to ask all your questions. And then we're going to be opening it up to a small number of beta testers within the next week or so. And then we're going to unveil this right after the Super Bowl. So I think the launch day, and I haven't said this to Dave yet, but my birthday is the 12th, the day after the Super Bowl. So maybe that'll be the official launch day. I don't know. All right, Dave. Yeah. So now look at Dave. He's out there surfing.
I'm in the ocean right now.
Got that big ocean going on. All right. Mr. Barry's in the house. We got some people. So, okay. So, Dave, take it away. I'm going to keep promoting and getting some more people on here, and you share your screen and do whatever you need to do.
Excellent. Yeah. Hey, good to see everybody. Really exciting. Like Greg said, we're super pumped on this. And Greg isn't lying. We built our platform thinking about having a front end just like LaunchCart. We have integrations into Shopify and BigCommerce, but they just don't do what we need them to do. Now, we'll always keep using them. And what's exciting for LaunchCart users is, I don't know how much you've been following this whole thing, but our platform allows us to pull products from a brand that's maybe using BigCommerce or Shopify that then you could put into your LaunchCart store and sell without actually having to stock the inventory. And so I'm going to just dive in and kind of, we're going to like I said, this is kind of like improv theater. Whose line is it anyway? We're going to jump in, go through a quick little demo, fire off questions. We can talk through a lot of different things, but I am going to start to share my screen right here. And I'm going to start with, it's called the Exchange Collective Dashboard, which will be turning into the Launch Collective Dashboard that you will have in your Launch Collective store or LaunchCart store. So again, how this works, this is our filters page. We're going to come back to here, but this is a real live, even though it says LaunchCart test, this is a real live store, a real live connection. We're going to see how it works. But you have this section where you can see all these products, right? There's products in here. Some have bad images, which we won't let go to your store. You can filter in here to look for different products. We're going to do something a little simpler. You can filter, hey, I want to look for, shorts or something like that. So I'm going to go category equals, board shorts and swim, and see what board shorts and swim are in here. And right now, this store has access to three different styles, but you can probably have access to a lot more. The other thing that you're going to get to see with this is all the different brands that use the platform, and so you can request access. So in here, these are real brands that are connected to our platform. You can come in here and you can go, hey, I want to request access to sell, Volcom. You hit request access, and then Volcom goes, wow, this is a cool store. I want to give them access. Or you may already have access to like Loose Towels, is a surf towel company, or Van Royk, another clothing company. And so once you have access, you can create, it's called a filter right now, but we're going to change that to a collection. So you create a collection. When you create that collection real quick, and I'm going to show you, I created one with Sundream, which is they do coffee and towels. So you create that collection by clicking that button. And what that does is that puts us into again, it's called product filters. It's actually, we're going to call it product collections. And so now you have this Sundream collection, and it's going to show you all the products from Sundream. Again, they have some bad images, but we won't let those go to your store. And you can see all the products that are then going to be pushed to your Launch Collective store. And then over here, you're going to see how much money you're going to make every time you sell one of them and how many they have available, right? So you have your profits. You click the push filter button, and then boom, here's your store. And now you have their products in your store. So you have this, the Weekender bundle right here, which you can then view that product in your store. Boom, there it is. Customer now can buy this product from you without you having to carry it. When the order's placed, the order goes back into the Launch Collective system, and we shoot it straight over to Sundream, and they fulfill it right to your customer. The tracking number will update in our system, and then we'll update on your launch cart store, so the customer receives that shipping notification directly from your store. So it's they're shopping with you. Now let's just imagine they buy some Sundream coffee, and then we had that loose towel in there. Let's see here. I just set this test store up this morning. So, and then they wanted to buy a flag, right? They buy those 2 items. What happens next? Well, our system goes, hey, we're going to send the flag to the flag company. We're going to send the coffee to the coffee company. And then they're going to fulfill those items again, individually to the end consumer. And you're collecting the money. If you charge them shipping, you're charging them shipping. That's fine, even though you're not shipping the item. And then the brands are doing the rest for you. So that's, again, I wanted to go through it really quick, and then I'm going to jump back over to the dashboard.
And let me make a comment real quick.
Yeah.
So I want everyone to realize that right now, all of these brands, these are real American USA brands. We don't really have any brands outside the United States yet, but we will as we start to do that. But this is really focused on the United States, real brands, real products, real entrepreneurs that they're supporting you and you're supporting them. And we've taken the pain points out of one, sourcing the products as well as paying for the products. He's going to get into that in more in detail today, but we're going to talk to you about how, just like if you were using Printful or Printify or another print-on-demand supplier, you have a credit card on file. Well, we have a better system. We call it banking as a service. And the reason it's better is we help eliminate some of those fees of transferring money back and forth from the seller to the manufacturer, because those little 3% fees, we don't want to double and get tripled up on those fees.
Hey, Greg, that's a great segue right into that. So to talk about that, so I wanted to spend some time here, and you can kind of see all the different prices here. You have a retail price, a wholesale price, a brand drop ship fee, the Exchange Collective fee that was originally there, and then you have your retailer gross profit. So we're just going to talk about this. You can ask a bunch of questions, but so you're going to list this product, or we go to that product. Let's go back to this one right here. Let's even search this thing real quick. I'm going to pull this up in here. We're going to go like this. We're going to search it by the product name, contains. Okay, so let's say you sold this, you listed this product at the retail price is $130. The guy who sells it, they make their decision. They go, hey, I want $65 for the dropship fee, and for the wholesale, and then they need $26 to make sure they cover their shipping costs because they're paying for the shipping. And then, of course, we'll say we take our 10%. You're going to make your $26 without lifting a finger. What the system does is, as soon as this order is placed and is marked as shipped, what we do, so you don't have to think about it, you've collected the money, it hit your bank account. We're going to reach in as our banking as a service. We're going to take the money that's owed to this company, Sundream. We're going to take that money and we're going to pass it right over to Sundream. So now you don't have to worry about making sure that these brands are getting paid by you or making sure that anything's happening. Our system reaches in, grabs the money, just like a batch thing with a credit card processor, but we're doing it through an ACH, so there's no fees associated. We grab it, take it out of your bank account, put it right into Sundream's bank account. So the value for these brands is what makes them feel good about this is they know they're getting paid for their products and they're not having to chase down, all these different sellers to get their money. And it really streamlines that process, creates a level of confidence in the platform and confidence in you selling their product, because brands are like, oh, well, if someone's selling my product, how am I going to get my money from them? Well, we solve that for you, so you don't have to worry about paying anybody, and we're doing that across the whole platform.
And again, think about that. It's like when you're doing that, we've taken one of the biggest pain points. When I sold 400,000 products in 8 months, drop shipping products from China, the accounting, the paying the invoices. It was a nightmare. It was a full-time, and then some job for an accountant to keep up with what we were doing. And now it's all automated, right? It's
Yep.
all going to be automated, and we're just taking those pain points, and it's going to get nothing but better and better and better.
Yep. And I'm going to jump to a question a lot of sellers ask us, because we've been doing this for a while, and with a lot of surf retailers, you notice there's some surf brands in there. They always ask, well, I charge shipping on my website. I charge for orders under $100. I charge $10 for shipping. What if they buy your items? I'm like, well, if they buy an item that through the platform and you charge them $10 for shipping, that's what you charge. Guess what? You keep that shipping because you're not paying for that shipping. That's they think of it as their little margin builder, the gravy on the top. Well, someone bought, an item for less than $50 or $100. And so I'm going to, my system's already set up because I'm shipping other products. I charge $10 for that shipping. Well, you get to keep that. So even if you sold this item and say your site, for some reason was charging shipping for that, well, that's just gravy that you get to keep. So we always I always say that because we've been doing this for a while, and a lot of sellers, they have shipping rules where they're charging shipping already, or they're maybe listing their own products that they do have to pay for the shipping. You don't have to change anything there because the consumer may be, oh, that's fine, I'm paying for shipping for an order. They don't know that, you're not shipping it. And it really does help, increase your gross profit, because there might be some items that you want to sell and, it's a low margin item for the brand, and, your retailer gross profit's kind of low. Like we have surfboards where, it costs $100 for these surfboard manufacturers to ship the surfboard. So you can charge the shipping for the surfboard to increase your gross profit. So again, I just throw that out there. It's just a little, add to what you can do with the platform. Just to walk through a couple more things really quick, just because we like to, it's the whole thing. We're doing our best. We do create a documentation center. So for those of you that are going to beta test this, there is documentation where you can learn how to use the platform within here. So there will be different things that you can do. There's Shopify order management, because there are a lot of people that use Shopify. We're going to add the launch cart order management, which really you won't have to do anything. And then you can add different notifications for yourself, to where if you add somebody on your team that you want them to get information about when a new order hits or anything like that, but you're going to get that from Launchcart. But here's a good one: new brands. If a new brand is added to the platform, you want to get a notification. So right now you can add those into this, but as we are continuing to integrate with Launchcart through the partnership that we have and acquisition, these things will all be within your Launchcart dashboard. But for those beta testers, I'd like to point that out. Greg, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? Oh, I'm losing. I don't know.
Hold on. I had muted myself. That was the problem. No, I think it's pretty straightforward, right? So here's a couple things that you guys got to be aware of that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to put together some slides. We're going to make this a little bit better. We want to get this going. So here's one thing. Here's a marketing tip. You want to get something done, set a date. So I told Dave, we're going Tuesday, 1:00. So here we are, 1:00 Tuesday. We're going. It's going to get better and better and better. But from that perspective, what's going to happen is all those who want to sign up and want to do this, you're going to get a special link, and then you're going to go and create an account at the new Launch Collective Marketplace, and then you're going to have to create a bank account, and there's an ACH transfer form, and you're going to have to say, hey, here's my bank information, here's my stuff, and then that's what gives you the right to do this. And then going back to what we've done, going back to what Dave and those guys brilliantly figured out, and we've also been planning, is in order to attract real brands, they want to know they're getting paid. They want to know that they're going to get their money, and they want to know they can protect their brand. So even though we are working with Shopify, we will continue to work with Shopify. There's the integrations and stuff we can do with the Launchcart are going to attract the bigger, better brands to Launchcart. Why? Because we can lock down titles, descriptions, and we can do things on Launchcart side that Shopify will never allow us to do. And it's going to be things that are going to help brand protection. And what do brands want? They want protection. They want to protect their brand more than they want to make more money. So if you guys could be a little fly on the wall and listen to some of our conversations of the brands and the people we're talking to, you would just get so excited. So we do appreciate your time, and I want to answer some questions. So Debbie,
Greg, let me clear some of, just because you said with the system, you don't have to create a new bank account. You connect a bank account. So if you want to create a new bank account, just to be clear for everyone. So the system does, you can connect your whatever bank account you want to the system, wherever the money's being deposited from your store. Obviously that makes sense. So that way, because we're pulling that when the orders are done, and that way the transactions happen smoothly.
Let's answer some questions. So here's a really good question. If you have a client buy from two different basically suppliers, right? Because think of this as a wholesale distribution channel. You now are a and we're going to get away from the word drop shipping. We are the on-demand e-commerce platform, and we're actually the #1 on-demand e-commerce platform because we're the only on-demand e-commerce platform, right? So we're the #1 e-commerce platform, and we're going to talk about ourselves as non-inventory stocking sellers, right? So because we don't want to be lumped in with the negative connotation of drop shipping stuff from China. Okay. So with that being said, you might have somebody that says, I'm going to put this candle in, and I'm going to put this t-shirt in, and all of a sudden there's 4 different products from 4 different suppliers. And she said, will there be a notice or an email that goes to the customer to explain that items might arrive separately at separate times? It's a good question.
That is a good question. So what happens in the system is when each item updates tracking, they get a notification for each item. And then Greg, on the launch cart side of things, again, I'm getting new to this too, but what a lot of sellers do is they put that in the footer, in their shipping notifications. They go, hey, some items ship separately. Like if you go to, trying to think of a big user, but like even some of the big guys like Express, right? Big clothing company. They do marketplace selling exactly like this. They have brands that they're drop shipping for. And at their footer, it's, it explains shipping. Some items ship from a third party and you'll receive it in separate packages. A lot of the current users of the platform that are using Shopify, that's what they do. Some will actually put it in their email confirmation, order confirmation. Hey, you just placed an order, just so you know, some of the items are going to. So it's really up to each seller how you want to message to your customer. We don't want to, play God and tell you exactly how to do that. You know your customer better than we do and what your experience is, or that you're trying to get across. So you have a lot of different ways you can do it. But from a notification standpoint, let's say one supplier ships it the exact same day, and then the next guy ships it the day after. The email trackings update individually, and then the notification should go out per item from you.
And that's reality. But here's the other reality. We're entrepreneurs and we're solving problems.
Yep.
And our vision is to solve problems, to make things easier, less seamless, less work for you. And when you start thinking about this banking as a service, and again, when we're, later this year, we're going to be launching our automatic upsells, our predictive analytics and all that kind of stuff. We want to we will fix that situation, and we will do everything we can to make sure that we lower customer support issues, as well as increase customer satisfaction and experience issues, right? And that's why we're going to need you guys and your feedback, because literally we are going west looking for gold. No one has ever created what we have. Now, there's a couple of people that have some variations of it, but no one's got what we have exactly. So it's really unique, and we're going to have to get your feedback and do our best to program in the features in a timely fashion to make this continue better. And that's our goal. That's our job. And that's what's going to make us billionaires. And you're going to go, I knew those guys before they were billionaires. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Isn't that right, Mr. Barry? He's one of our investors. And by the way, if you guys haven't heard, you can invest in our company, and if you're going to do it, you got to do it soon, because we had a big board meeting yesterday and we're talking about pulling it off and taking it down, because now that this is all happening and putting together and some of the stuff going on, the smaller investors, your chance to invest is going to go away. So if you're the type of person that says, hey, I have a few dollars, I want to get involved in LaunchCart, I want to be a shareholder of LaunchCart. If you invest $350 or more, you're going to get a lifetime account to LaunchCart Ecom. If you invest $5,000 or more, you're going to get a LaunchCart, a lifetime account for Ecom, Launch Ads, and Launch CRM. So make sure you get that going. and we just want to get your questions answered. And you guys, because again, you know how it is when you're the entrepreneur and you're sitting here and you're creating this, and you're molding this, and you're doing this. And of course, Dave's been already doing it for 5 years, and I've already been doing LaunchCart for 5 years. So now we're kind of working together, molding stuff in this integration. The more feedback we get from you, and the more honest feedback and we get from our friends who, you know, love us and trust us and want to be a part of this, the better we're going to make a product to help you make money and help you change your life. So. Okay, so Robbie's saying, so this replay will be on YouTube. One of the things that I try to always do is I try to always stream live to YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, you look up LaunchCart's channel and you click on the live stream button, almost all of our live streams are there. And that's like that's where they're recorded and stay. We typically don't delete them unless they're part of some challenge or something like that. So thanks for asking, Robbie. What other questions do we have? And let me find the form. I'm gonna give you guys an application that say you're gonna be the first people to go, yeah, I want to sign up. Now here's the thing. There's no doubt when you do an integration of tech stack like we've done, there's going to be a few little bugs. There's going to be a few little things happening. So if you don't have the temperament to kind of deal with that, then just hold off. Give us 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, and then we'll come in. But if you're the type that says, hey, I want to get involved. I want to add some flags to my store. I want to add some candles to my store. I want to request access to Quicksilver, you know, then you can get in, but just know you're getting in and you're going to be doing that. Now, here's the other thing too. The system is being coded that you have to be on a paid plan to have access to this marketplace. The free users are not going to have access to this. That's what it sets right now. And maybe in the future, we have a limited catalog for free users, but really we're a business and we have to create a business that is sustainable so we can grow and do things. And so this is something that, you know, everyone else in the world charges for stuff like this. And so we have to too. So for a measly $27 a month on the Liptop plan, you can get access to this marketplace. And Dave, let's tell them about the brands that are coming, because what we just did in Florida.
Yeah, no, you know, and I was just talking to somebody else who's on this, but we were just out of the PGA Golf Trade Show, and you know, we've been doing this on our side, from getting brands on for the marketplace for quite some time, and in some different industries that even though they're dinosaurs in terms of how they operate, you know, those other industries very challenging. But I've never walked out of a trade show with more business cards that had stars on it. And what we do when I would go to trade shows, I do a star on a business card of somebody who I know is like, they were really interested. And I wish I had the stack of cards sitting on my desk here, but the stack of cards was, I mean, it was, if they were Benjamins, you know, I'd be at the beach hanging out, drinking Mai Tais. That's how many we had, you know? So, and I would say 75% of them had a star on it. And so, and a lot of them that didn't were probably people we just didn't talk to for very long. But we had, you know, from your golf training tools to golf apparel companies, golf shoe companies. We actually had a lot of pickleball. I mean, the pickleball people were losing their minds about this. That whole Greg, you know, Greg was in there killing it in there. But this little pickleball community, I think every single booth there was like, please call us after the trade show. So, you know, it was really exciting. And again, you hear it in my voice, like there's a level of excitement. As for two entrepreneurs, Greg and I mean, we've been grinding, building this thing because we really believe in it. And we wouldn't have kept going as long as we've been going doing this if we didn't know what we were building is the future of commerce, and especially the future of e-commerce, which is only getting bigger and bigger, as we all know. So, so super exciting. And like Greg said, we've been getting to know each other. We spent a whole week. It was amazing. It was a good time.
Yeah. So, and let me paint a picture for money-making opportunities for everybody, right? So there's a number of people on this call that are part of our Launch Shops Partners program. In our Launch Shops Partners program, you go through an extensive training, you learn how to build beautiful stores on our platform, and then also, you know, get some preferred pricing, some preferred, you know, some accelerated commissions and things of that nature. And now that we have LaunchCart CRM, that's enhanced that. So in some regards, you're kind of becoming an agency. But the idea that I can build a merch store, I got a client today for the NFL alumni in Las Vegas. We might be building a merch store for them. I got Greg Reed from Secret Knock building a merch store for him. And, you know, that's cool. and we're the best at it in the world. We got the best, coolest technology to do that. But now, like Greg Reed, he's a guy that's he's always riding a skateboard and doing videos from a skateboard, calling it his boardroom, going, okay, it's Greg coming at you from his boardroom, and he's riding a skateboard around. So now he's going to have the ability to possibly sell skateboards. I don't know if he's going to sell any, but he'll be able to put them in his store and sell skateboards from his merch store, just like he's doing the print-on-demand merch, right? So now if you have an agency or you're building stores for people, now you have something that you can offer that no one else can offer, right? Because everyone who does this, they do stuff from China. They're selling trinkets and trash from China. And I say that in jest because there's some cool products you can get from China, but the shipping times, the quality control, it's a challenge. It's a big, big challenge, right? So with us, and we're going to limit, we're not going to put, I don't even know how to say it. We're not going to put bad brands on the platform, and we're going to eventually create a rating system. So you rate the brands, and if brands don't ship good, don't do a good job. So think of eBay. When first eBay came out, how do I know they're going to ship my stuff? Well, they're going to rate them. If they don't ship it, they get bad rated. We're going to do the same thing. So we have really high quality brands who ship products on a timely basis in quality, right? So you're building stores, now you're adding stuff. So now you can increase what's going on. That's number one. Number two, going back to the PGA show, why we're at the PGA show? I'll tell you why. Because I Googled, first of all, golf is hot. Ever since COVID, golf is the hottest. It's hot. It's like worldwide, it's blowing up. That's number one. Number two, I Googled how many country clubs and golf courses are in America. I think there's like one thing I saw was 14,000, one was 24,000. So let's just say 15,000 on the low side. 15,000 country clubs. I went and looked at a dozen of them. They all had websites, and none of them had an e-commerce store. Why is that? Because they don't pick, pack, and ship. They're not going to pick, pack, and ship products. So what if we onboard 20, 40, 50, 100 brands, just like Dave's already done in the surfboard, skateboard industry, of the golf industry, or the pickleball industry, and now you start going to these clubs, and you talk to the directors of the clubs and go, hey, we can build you an e-commerce store, and boom, up and going, and entire collections with a click of a button. And that's, I don't know if that was maybe brushed over, but when Dave was showing you those filters and said we're going to rename it to collections, you create an entire collection, click a button, and now there's 50 products in your store. And the filters also work where if I'm the manufacturer and I delete something, it gets deleted. If I update and add something new, you can have that kind of filter too. So this is a money-making dream for people that have a little creativity of what you want to do and where you want to go. And one other thing I'll keep you guys to think about is multi-vendor marketplaces. Talk to them about that, Dave, and maybe even show an example of a multi-vendor marketplace.
Yeah, let me pull up an actual user's site then as a good example. So I'll start with showing kind of like, the multi-vendor. Let's see here. So this is a user of the platform right here. So this is their store. So that they carry a lot of different brands. They have their own merch active, right? That's their own brands, right? Oops. And then they have all these brands down here, right, that they carry. And some of them they stock themselves, and some of them are actually products pushed from the Source and Sell marketplace, Exchange Collective now becoming Launch Collective. And so when you go into their men's, let's go graphic tees, I haven't been on the site in a while. So they're going to have all their different graphic tees. From here, you're not going to see and know necessarily which products are pushed from our system, right? Because we want that. We want it to be that way. But I know like this Brixton item, these are items pushed from the Source and Sell marketplace that they're not stocking. But I also know that this one right here, that's not something that this is their product. So again, the like Greg said, the creativity, you can have your own products and then you can list additional products from different brands and become a multi-vendor. So you have Brixton stuff, in here, there's probably Dark Seas somewhere down in here that are products pushed from the platform. So again, and then, another user of the platform, we'll pull this guy up, San Diego. They're down here in San Diego, California. And again, same thing. They have obviously San Diego is their own brand, right? That's their own stuff. But then you go in and you're going to, same thing, you would go search, t-shirts or whatever. There's going to be products from brands that, I know this Brixton's a good one because I know they just loaded a bunch of new products in. So, a lot of this stuff, they don't stock in their store. This is all new stuff, right? They get to sell in their store alongside their own products, right? This is all the brands they carry. And again, you can look at, some of this stuff, like here's another good brand, right? This Kiriyuma, these are shoes they don't stock in their store. So again, really exciting. You're a multi-vendor marketplace now. And if you're doing a good job, brands are going to want to sell on your store. If you're driving traffic, if you're marketing, if you're building up your brand, you're going to get, the response from these brands of wanting to sell through you as well.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, let's look at the questions. So, how about hiking items? So I'm working on a slide. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Although it's you guys know me, so let me share my screen. I'm not done with this slide, but I'm working on a slide to kind of show you something, because this is another opportunity for you to help us and make money, okay? As well as get the stuff you want to sell. So you say, I want hiking items, right? Let me share my screen. Okay. Slideshow. So, and I haven't animated, right? But right now, today, Shopify sellers, we can hook up to Shopify stores, and then we can click a button and add their products and onboard all their products, their entire catalog, into the marketplace. And then from there, they can go to LaunchCart stores. Soon, you'll be able to do that with a LaunchCart store, right? So the idea is you got your store, and you go, how are we going to get products into the marketplace? How do you get billion? Right now, there's over like $400 million worth of products in the marketplace. How do we get that to $3 billion worth of great products? Well, we're going to connect to existing stores that already have supply side, already have the supply chain. They already do direct to consumer. They already drop ship, or they already do direct to consumer. They already ship, right? And then those products get pushed from their store into the marketplace. And then from there, we can push them into another Shopify store or another LaunchCart store.
Now, and actually, Greg, let me just also let us know, so everyone knows how big this is. We can also do big commerce and even direct ERP integrations from brands as well, and push out to different. So again, to Greg's point, like to make this thing's $1 billion, because we're already built in a lot of these integrations and got up the foundation for them, so that we can do it. And again, supporting the whole LaunchCart community as well.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm going to put those on the slides. And obviously, we're going to build things into LaunchCart that attract. It's kind of like my Trojan horse. And again, if Shopify's listening, I don't care, because they're too big. They can't move their big boat fast enough to catch up to us, right? But as we start doing this and we get Shopify people going, oh, I want to check it out. And then they're going, who's LaunchCart? Who's Launch Collective? What's going on here? And then they start to see that there's going to be brands. I promise you, there's going to be brands that you only will get access to from LaunchCart, that you won't get access to from any other platform, because they're going to require that we help protect their brand, and we help do some things from that perspective. But for now, we're going to be, and I'll give you a perfect example. So Atlantic flag here. I'll just pull it up real quick. Atlantic. Dave just onboarded this brand last week. Let me pull up my screen again. And so this is our first brand that we've onboarded since I've been involved. And Atlantic Flag and Pole. They're one of the top manufacturers of American-made flags. And he said a lot of their competition makes the flags in China, and I'm like, that's just not good. So they have flags, they have flag poles for like the schools, the churches. They have the little bumper hitches that go with the bumper hitch. They got the lights. They got all kinds of stuff. So now, if you say, hey, I want to sell flags, I want to sell flag poles and accessories, now you're going to be able to click a button and have a whole collection of flag and flag poles come into your store. Okay, so that's an example. So going back to that hiking question, you want to get hiking products? Find a company that has the products you want to buy, and here's the language. You send them one email with the magic words. It's like a 4-word email. See, what is this? It's like, do you sell wholesale? That's the first one. And if they wholesale, they will reply, because the wholesale people, they want to get more wholesalers. And then when they reply, do you sell direct to consumer? Yes. If they already have a website and they already ship direct to consumer, perfect. Now you go, I would like to sell your product wholesale. And what I need you to do is consider integrating with Launch Collective, and they can pull your products out of Shopify, put them into the marketplace. You can click a button, put them in your store, and then you can sell them. And then guess what? The order flow goes right back through the marketplace. And guess where it goes? Right back into their Shopify store. So they don't have any pain points whatsoever to do this. It's just, and then for the companies, like some of the companies we met at the PGA show, they already have wholesale accounts and they're manually pushing products and importing things and doing stuff. And they already have wholesalers already doing this, but they don't have one centralized location to manage these wholesale accounts. And with Launch Collective, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
When will this roll out? Yesterday. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, we're going to try to get some beta testers on by the end of this week.
Right.
And get things going there. And then we're going to give it a week or two. And then, and again, when I say beta testers, there's always a little, software is just, I don't know what it is. There's bugs in software forever. Like, doesn't matter if you're using Shopify or Microsoft or Google Chrome, doesn't matter, right? But his software is proven, 120 brands, millions of dollars worth of business. Our software is proven, 52,000 stores, millions of dollars of business. So we're just kind of, going to work out the integration features. So the idea is to get some people, the early adopters. If you're the early adopter, we want to get you in. And then, like I said, we're gonna do a big push and do a launch, probably mid-February, at the end of February at the latest. Okay, last call for questions, and then we'll wrap it up. We've been going for 35 minutes, so we appreciate your time. And we're going to do this again tomorrow, and we're going to just let everyone know, hey, if you got any business partners, or you got any other people you want to watch this, if you got any brands that you go, man, I'd like to sell this guy's brand, get on this call, get them on tomorrow's call. So every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 p.m., same link, same everything, meeting.com/launchcart. Now, are you going to be able to do next week? I can't remember when you're going to Vegas or when we're going to Vegas. Are you going with me?
Yeah, we should
On
be
the
able to
7th?
do some days next week. Yeah. Because the 7th is what? Thursday?
Yeah. Yeah, 7th is Wednesday. So we could maybe even leave right after that. But I think I want to leave a little bit earlier. So we'll probably do another one on Tuesday. But then we won't, because we're all going to Vegas for the Super Bowl, and LaunchCart's the official sponsor of the Magic Johnson and his little A-rated party on the night before the Super Bowl with all the Tom Brady's going to be there, Kevin Hart and Jimmy Kimmel and all these A-list celebrities, and we're going to be getting a lot of exposure out of that, meet with a lot of investors and people. And then we're also on Sunday doing a watch party with the NFL alumni, and we have a 100-foot long screen that's 20 feet tall, and we're all going to be sitting and watching the game at a watch party with a whole bunch of former NFL players. Signing up people for LaunchCart.
And Greg has a question. How can we suggest other companies to join? We are going to create a form for you to be able to do that. And a way to that way you have the right messaging. You can send something out. Hey, I'm doing this. I want you to join. Because we wanted to make it really easy for you to give a good little message right out to people.
Yeah, no, and actually, you know what? Our team is building a whole new website. So launchcollective.ai will be the website, launchcollective.ai. And on that website, there'll be brands can go here and sellers can go here. And if you want to do a multi-place marketplace, so it'll be, we'll have you send people, and then we're going to set up an affiliate tracking and all that kind of stuff as well. So we want to, that good old ethical bribe, the refer us business. We want to make sure you get compensated. So that's coming. That's all coming. A lot of work, a lot of moving parts around here. All right. Anybody else got any last questions? Oh yeah, let me find that link. Do you have that link handy where they opt in for the I can go. I'm logging into CRM to get it real quick.
Yeah, let me see here. I am not logged in.
Okay, I'm getting it. I'm logged in. Yep. I'm just gonna find it real quick. I should have had it ready, but my apologies. Source and sale marketplace application. Let's see here. We have two forms. We have one that's more for brands, and then we have one for sellers, and I'm trying to find the right one. Well, that's not the right one. What the heck? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even see it here. Did we build a funnel for it, or did we just have a form?
I think it was just a form that Jeff was building, and this one's for a brand. He called it a seller. We need to get a seller.
Okay, here we go. I found it.
He did? What was it called?
Launch collective online sellers application.
Yeah, but you know what? That one actually is, if you look at it, he renamed it seller, but I think it's for a brand.
Okay. Well, here's the bottom line. Whoever asked that, Mr. Barry, we'll get that. We'll email it to you. We got a little ahead of ourselves, but like I said, I'm a ready, fire, aim guy. So it's like, I got to get this going. We're going to put a date and we're going to get going. So last call for questions. Kim, so can we get paid every day, but don't touch it until seller gets their money?
Are you,
so as a brand, are you asking that as a brand, Kim? So you have a product that you're supplying. So the way this is going to work, it's a good question. So the way this is going to work is the seller sells the product, the money goes into your bank account, right? We're taking the money directly out of your bank account. Now, if you're using Stripe or PayPal or something like that, it might take a couple of days to get to your bank account, but we're going to pull it out day one, right? And then it goes into escrow, and then we notify the brand or manufacturer that, hey, you got an order, and here's your money, and we're dangling their money in front of them. And then as soon as they give us shipping confirmation, we release the funds to them. But we will not release the funds to the seller until they ship the product. And that motivates them to ship it faster and get things going.
And then if they don't ship it, of course, or whatever, they tell us it was out of stock, the money is sitting in escrow, it goes right back to you guys.
Exactly. Well, Debbie's asking how much money should we have in our account to cover this. That's relative to how many sales you're making. If you're making $100 worth of sales a day, you should have $100 in your account. If you're making $100,000 sales a day, you should have 100,000. So going back to like when we were drop shipping stuff, we were doing $200,000-$300,000 a day some days, and average days were like 50 grand a day. So it became very challenging, the cash flow challenge. But when you're doing that kind of cash flow, people loan you money all over the place. But I don't think anyone has to worry about that on this call. So really just, you need to be able to pay for the goods that you're going to be selling. And the worst case would happen is we try to get the money out of your account and we can't get it. We're going to try the next day and the next day. And once that money comes into Stripe, it's going to pull out. It's just going to delay us notifying the brand manufacturer that the product was ordered. Okay, perfect. All right, let's wrap it up, everybody. We want to say thank you very much. We sure appreciate you. Thank you for following us and being supporters of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Share the word, get your affiliate link, start sharing it out there. And if you have not invested, but you want to, please go get that done, because that is limited time on that as well.